when I work with type 2 diabetics, I kind of feel that there's a split between people. So I get a lot of inquiries, I get a lot of leads, and I only work with a very small amount of people because they've got that something about them, that sort of je ne sais quoi thing about them where they're willing to work, they're willing to put the time and effort in. I'll give you an example. So there's a guy that I've worked with very closely for the last few years, and there's actually a video on YouTube, which I'll also link right now up in the screen. And that's a guy called Andy. And Andy, was someone who was not only a type 2 diabetic at an early age, at 36, I believe, but he also lost his father to type 2 diabetes. And his father also lost or had his leg amputated due to gangrene, which is caused by type 2 diabetes. So for Andy, diabetes was something that he did not want. He did not want to have this disease. And he felt it was preventable, but he knew that he needed to have the right coaching and the right nutrition plan built for him. And that's kind of where I came into the picture. However, there are people of the kind of second category who are very much going to rely on things such as medication and kind of just having a wishy-washy kind of attitude about diabetes. The thing with diabetes, type 2 diabetes, is that it's a slow burner. It doesn't just happen overnight. And most of these metabolic diseases are all the same. They don't just happen, in a matter of weeks or a matter of months. They happen over a long period of time. So the normal scope of time, just to give you an idea, the normal scope of time for individuals who have type 2 diabetes, and this also goes for people who are developing atherosclerosis, things such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, things of that nature, they all kind of go within the similar band. But I know for a fact that type 2 diabetes starts sort of between 13 to 14 years prior to when it becomes a problem. So that's the length of time it takes for diabetes to kind of rear its head. Now, with type 2 diabetes, the reason that I work with people is because it's never really too late. There's always a way that you can improve your diabetes. You can always improve your HbA1c reading. There's always a way that you can lower your blood sugars and everything of that nature. And there's always a way that you can improve your health and your lifestyle and your well-being. And for the ones who want to do that, they often find that having a coach such as myself is something that's beneficial to them. So that's what I would say, that there are two types of individuals that I come across when it comes to type 2 diabetes. Those who want to work and those who want to do something about the disease. And then those who kind of just feel like it's not prevalent enough for them at the time to do something about it and that they're happy to take medication. Now, as a disclaimer, on medication, I'm not against it whatsoever. The medication that we have nowadays is fantastic. It really does help control the diabetes. Without medication, diabetes would become a lot more aggressive, a lot more rapidly, and would be probably just as bad as what cancer can be, because it can develop very quickly, and it can leave the individual internally very broken down. So like their muscle tissue starts to break down, which then leads eventually onto things like gangrene. And you start to get a shortness of breath because there's not enough oxygen in your blood because there's too much sugar in your blood, all sorts of different things. But medication isn't the answer. Medication isn't a cure. All the medication that we have now for type 2 diabetes only monitors and controls diabetes until it gets worse. That's the most important thing that I'd probably take away from this video, is that if you are a type 2 diabetic and you are someone who's on medication, just know that it's not forever, that you are going to start to have to increase the amounts of medication that you're on until you get to the point where you're going to have to start taking insulin injections. And that's been true for some of my clients that I've actually worked with. I've worked with a couple of clients who have done really well. They've come away from the program. They've left feeling, invigorated, and they've had some good results. They haven't reversed their type 2 diabetes, but it's not a big deal. It's not, the main goal isn't just to reverse type 2 diabetes. It's about the whole scope of things. improving your blood sugars, improving your health, improving your lifestyle, and everything of that nature. But unfortunately, they've gone back to old habits, possibly because they haven't done enough time with the coaching, or just things have slipped up for them. Life happens, as they say, and they go back, and then they have to, they go back for a review with their diabetic nurse or their doctor, and they basically say, you're going to need to start to increase your medication again because your diabetes is gone completely off the charts, and that's because it's not being controlled. However, I slightly diverged there a little bit. What I'm trying to get at is the fact that you're saying medication is a great help. It's never a hindrance. The only time it's a hindrance is when you rely on it. When you're relying on something that can't cure you, and you're relying on something that can only sustain things for a time until they get worse. I don't feel personally, and my clients don't feel, that that's necessarily something that you want. However, it does take a lot of hard work. It does take a lot of commitment and dedication to want to change yourself for the better. And that's the other avenue of clients that I tend to work with, are people that really do want to do something about this problem. And they don't want this disease to rule their life, and they don't want to be on medication. They don't want to continue to take medication for the rest of their lives. They'd much rather see an opportunity where they can improve their lifestyle, improve their diabetes, and also have the opportunity to do something about it. Okay guys, so I hope you found this video interesting. Please check out the other videos that I've linked up to the description here. Please also check out the diabetic webinar that I've also created, because that gives you a lot more in-depth detail as to how I worked with my clients. If you need to get in contact with me, then I'll link my website below, and you need to take my scorecard, which will then give you a lead generation, and then it will ping it over to my email, and I'll then ping an email back over to you, and perhaps we can work together. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment in the comment section box below, and I will get back to you. Until the next time, be fit, be healthy, and of course, be a boss bar.